Okay, friends, can you hear me? Flight mode करना है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let me share the screen. Open तो करवा पहला. Stop. Branch. अंदर theory है दिया.
You should be able to drag it on this. Waiting. If you want to share the screen, do so.
Okay. Can you see the screen shared to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Participants में ना, okay, यहाँ आगे तुमने बंदा admit हो गया, हमें यहाँ आगे chat किया. Yes, sir.
Okay. Is everything is clear? Hello, friends. Can you hear me
Yes,
properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, should I wait for admitting all or should I start? Still students are coming in waiting room. Hello, friends. Now, I would like to repeat or revise the concepts that has been taught to you yesterday, and then I will proceed further. This is what was presented to you in my last lecture on the screen. Wherein I have told to you value given at the beginning, 3 lakhs. Value given during the accounting period, 2,50,000. Value received during the accounting period, 4 lakhs. And value at the end, 3,60,000. I have asked you to find out the profit. You have calculated the difference between value received and at the end with value at the beginning and value given, and you have found out the profit. That was 2,10,000. Now then I told you that this is a accounting of for branch that we are learning. Suppose that I have started one branch at Bangalore and the value given at the beginning is made of stock, debtors, prepaid expenses, cash, fixed assets. This total is 3 lakhs. Similarly, value given goods and cash sand expenses paid for the branch. This total value 2,50,000. Then value received, goods returned by the branch as well as cash received. That works out to be 3,50,000 total to 4 lakhs. I'm sorry, 3 lakhs directly deposited by the customers to the branch, 30,000, 4 lakhs. And this is what has been explained to you, presented to you in my last lecture. Could you remember all these things? Just let other students who are in waiting room, let them join. Okay. Now let me repeat the concepts first of all. Just observe, then I'll proceed. I'll just, within 2 to 3 minutes, I'll say you everything. Now, in my last lecture, at the beginning of the year, opening balances were given to the branch, and we have recorded the journal entry for that branch account debit to stock account to opening debtors to prepaid expense to petty cash to fixed assets. Goods sent to branch account debit to goods sent to branch account. Then cash sent to the branch account debit to cash account. Then branch expenses paid, branch account debit to cash account, expenses of the branch paid. Similarly, goods returned by the branch account debit to branch account credit. If you want to see the same thing on the screen, I can show you. Similarly, cash received from the branch 3,50,000 cash and bank account debit to branch account credit 3,50,000. Similarly, cash received directly from customers 30,000 cash and bank account debit to branch account credit. Though the amount is received from customer, it will be recorded as if the branch is giver. Stock at the end, debtors at the end, prepaid expenses at the end of the accounting period, and petty cash at the end of the accounting period, fixed assets at the end of the accounting period. For that, I have taught you the journal entry. Stock account debit, closing debtors account debit, prepaid expense account debit 1,000, cash, petty cash account debit 19,000, fixed assets account debit 27,000, to branch account credit the total. These journal entries were explained to you. After explaining these journal entries, I started explaining individual items. First of all, I took with the items of petty cash. Petty cash opening balance 18,000, cash sent 10,000, 28,000. Petty cash at the end of the accounting period 19,000. So 9,000 are the petty expenses that we can find out. So in petty expense account, there are petty cash account, there are 4 things: opening balance, cash sent, expenses paid, that is 9,000, and closing balance 90,000. Out of these 4 things, 3 things will be given to you in the examination. You are required to find out one of the thing out of these 4 things, and you are supposed to write down appropriately. You should write down them appropriately in the branch account that we prepare. After completing that point, I have talked about fixed assets. Opening balance of fixed assets 30,000, closing balance is 27,000. Difference between the two is known as depreciation. The number of transactions that can be given to you for fixed assets, opening balance plus additional assets given, minus depreciation, you will get the closing balance. Closing balance will appear in the branch account. Then I started with stock items: opening stock, goods sent, goods returned, and closing stock. So opening stock plus goods sent minus goods returned minus closing stock is the cost of sales. In the stock matter, I told you about the invoice price. If the goods are sent to the branch at an invoice price, the profit load is added to the cost, and the profit load added is shown on the opposite side as an adjustment entry. That also I have discussed with you in my last lecture. Do you remember all these things which I have talked with you? Could you remember all these things? Say me in chat. Could you remember all these things? Okay. Now I start with the additional concepts. Now the next concept. Now, head office is a owner of the branch. Owner gives capital to the branch business. Owner gives capital to the business. Similarly, head office is the owner, and branch is a extension of head office activity at a location other than the main place of business. Now, head office is an main place of business. The other place of business is known as branch. The other place of business is known as branch. Now, branch is an extension of the self of head office. Branch doesn't have a separate existence than head office in the. So for a third party who is dealing with the branch, for third party, branch and head office is the same person. But for accounting purpose, branch is a separate person than the head office. Just understand, I repeat. For the rest of the world, branch and head office is one person. They are not separate person. But for accounting purpose, to find out the profit earned at branch, for accounting purpose, we create a artificial person known as branch and account and write transaction with the branch as if we are dealing with a separate person like branch, and the branch account is prepared on the basis of this debtor system, wherein the branch is receiver, branch account is to be debited, and wherein the branch is giver, branch account is to be credited. So what is the new point told to you today? For rest of the world, head office and branch is the same person. But for accounting purpose, an artificial person known as branch is created in the books of accounts, and the transaction entered into with that branch during the year are recorded, treating branch as a separate person. So this separate person, branch, is an extension head office. So the head office self and the branch self is same. So whenever the head office prepares the balance sheet, in the balance sheet, head office cannot write any time that this is the amount to be received from branch and this is the amount to be payable to the branch. It is like writing in the balance sheet of the head office that the amount is recoverable from myself and amount is payable to myself. Understand these things. I repeat, head office and branch are separate persons from the accounting point of view, but they are not really separate persons. So in head office balance sheet, you can't write anytime in the balance sheet of the main business, main company, head office, you can't write that this is the amount recoverable from the branch, this is the amount to be payable to the branch. You can't write that things. Whatever the assets and liabilities branch holds at the end of the accounting period, they has to be absorbed by the head office in its books of accounts, and similarly at the beginning of the next year, same assets and liabilities are given to the branch. Just try to understand. And that's why we are required to write the entries for opening balances every year. We are also required to write down the closing balances entrances every year. Though we write opening balance, they are not carried forward. They are the transactions between head office and branch. All the assets and liabilities at the beginning of the accounting period that are there in the balance sheet are given to the branch. So branch account is to be debited with all the assets given at the beginning of the year, and the branch account is to be credited with all the assets that is there at the branch at the end of the accounting period. This is an important point that I wanted to explain to you today. If you have got doubts about that, please ask me questions. Yes? Any question? So whatever the new point told to you in brief, we are required to write down the entries for opening balance as well as closing balance in the books of HO at the beginning of every year and at the end of every year. Have you followed these things? Because branch is a creation of a person at the beginning of the year, and the created person is absorbed by head office at the end of the accounting period. But branch doesn't hold a separate existence to be reported in the balance sheet of the head office, because head office and branch is the same person from the eyes of the third party. Is it clear? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Could you follow the question that the important concept that I presented before you? His audio is okay? His audio setting is okay? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I proceed with the next concept. Now head office and branch are separate person from accounting point of view. Now, what head office can give to the branch? Just a minute. What head office can give to the branch? The head office can give to the branch only 4 things. 1, goods to sell, asset to use, cash to spend, and petty cash for petty expenses. So what head office can give to the branch? Goods to sell, assets to use, cash for expenses, and cash for petty expenses. This is the 4 things that head office can anytime ever give to the branch. Same case, owner can give to the business what? Capital, goods, asset, business expenses paid by the owner from private funds, and expertise services. This is what owner gives to the business. Same way, whatever the things given by the owner to the business, same is given by head office to the branch. Now see. Now I want to go into the detail of explaining this. Just a minute. Let me take the pointer option. Okay. Now I want to talk about this cash expenses, 40,000 for expenses. Please pay attention now. Could you see on the screen the 40,000?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I want to talk about that. Now for expenses at the branch, there are 3 options. 1, expenses of the branch paid by head office directly. What is the first option? Whatever the expenses are there, they are at branch. They are paid by head office directly from HO. In this case also, 40,000 are the expenses of the branch paid by HO. So branch is the receiver of the benefit of expenses. So branch account is to be debited, cash and bank account is to be credited. Have you followed this first option? Whatever the expenses of the branch are there, they are paid directly by head office. That is first option. Now listen the second option. branch has given a cash of 50,000. Just let me explain you in detail. I just stop sharing. What is the second option? Head office gives cash to the branch and branch pays the expenses. Then what will happen? Head office will give 40,000 and branch will pay 40,000. Or optionally it can occur also. Head office may give 50,000 and branch may pay 40,000. 10,000 cash will be left with the branch. That is the second option. What is the first option? Whatever the expenses of branch are there, they are paid by HO, first option. What is the second option? Cash is given by head office to the branch, and from that given cash, expenses are paid by the branch manager. That's the second option. Now, what is the third option? The third option is head office don't give any cash to the branch for expenses. But whatever the goods are given to the branch manager sells those goods either for cash or on credit. And from those goods sold, the cash is received. From that cash received out of sale of goods, from that cash received, branch manager pays the expenses. That is the third option. So what are the three possible options for expenses? One, expense of the branch paid by HO. Second, cash is sent to the branch for expenses and out of that cash, expenses are paid. And what is the third option? Expenses are not paid by the branch. Cash is not sent to the branch for expenses, but the branch has sold the goods and the cash is received by the branch. From that cash received out of cash sales or collection from debtors, the expenses are paid by the branch manager. That is the third option. Clear? Now, please pay attention. I share the screen once again. First option, 40,000 paid by HO, branch account debit to cash account. Suppose that branch has given 50,000. So what should you write? Instead of 40,000, instead of this 40,000, you should write 50,000. Is it clear? Because cash is sent how much? 50,000. How much expenses are paid by the branch? 40,000. So what is the cash balance left with the branch at the end? 10,000. This 10,000 will appear as the closing cash balance. Do you follow these things? So 50 will be debited and 10 will be credited. So net amount 40,000 gets debited. Is it clear? This is the second option of accounting. Could you understand it? What is the first option given? What is the first option given? Cash paid exactly equal to expenses or expenses paid by HO. Second option, cash is paid more than expenses. So expenses are paid by the branch manager and the remaining cash will appear in the closing cash balance. Third option, please pay attention. Now I want to talk about third option. Suppose that this cash is not sent and the branch manager has paid expenses out of this 3,50,000. So 40,000 are paid out of 3,50,000. So how much will be the cash remittance? The cash remittance will not be now 3,50,000, but the cash remittance will be how much? 3,10,000. Because branch manager has paid the expenses out of this cash balance. Branch manager has paid the expenses out of this cash balance. So amount remitted will be less. So this is the third style of accounting for expenses. So how many styles of accounting for expenses that are suggested to you? First, expenses paid by HO exactly equal to the expenses directly paid by HO for branch. Second, cash sent to the branch for exactly equal to expenses, or cash sent is more than and balance is left. What is the third option? The third option is no cash is sent, the payment is made by branch manager out of the sales proceeds. Is it clear? Is it clear to you people? Please pay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, fourth option, which is a combination of second and third option. Suppose that branch has, you know that here in this case, the branch has paid the expenses of 40,000. The cash sent for expenses is say 35,000. So branch will pay 35,000 out of cash sent and 5,000 will be spent out of 3,50,000. That is the fourth option, but it is the combination of second and third. So I don't identify that to be a separate option. Now, I think that I'm clear in explaining this concept about expenses. If you have got any doubt, please ask me question. If you have got any doubt, please ask me question. Yes, I repeat the fourth option. Suppose that the expenses of the branch is 40,000. Cash sent is 35,000. So 35,000 is a short amount than 40,000. So what branch manager will do? He will spend 35,000 for payment of expenses, and remaining 5,000 will be paid out of this 3,50,000. Is it clear? Out of this 3,50,000, 5,000 will be paid. That is the fourth option, but it is a combination of second and third, cash sent and the payment out of sales proceeds. Clear? Is it clear? Okay. Can I proceed further? Can I proceed further? Okay. Now see. Now I want to talk about another important point of this branch account that is pertaining to debtors. Opening balance of debtors 50,000. Closing balance of debtors is 60,000. I want to talk in detail about these debtors now. Now see. Who is debtor? What is the definition of debtor? A customer to whom the goods are sold on credit. The status of the customer is of a debtor until payment is made by him. What is the definition of debtor? Debtor is a customer to whom the goods are sold on credit. That customer holds a status of a debtor so long as the payment has not been received from him. Suppose that on 1st of January, I have sold the goods of 40,000 to Mahendra, and he has promised me to pay within 3 months. So Mahendra will hold a status of a debtor for 3 months. The moment he makes the payment, he is no longer a debtor. Is it clear? Is it clear? This is the definition of a debtor. Now, when we sell goods on credit, how many transactions that we enter into with debtors? Tell me. Just listen. First transaction that occurs with the debtor is goods sold to him. Transaction number 1. Out of goods sold, some of the goods are not proper, so he may return the goods. So sales return is a follow-up transaction. Is it clear? So how many transactions are there between a trader and debtor? First transaction, credit sales. Second transaction, sales return. Third transaction. What is the third transaction? payment received from the customer. Payment received from the customer. Third transaction. Okay, what is the fourth transaction? Instead of receiving a payment, if I get a return promise from the customer for payment, that return promise received from a customer is known as bills receivable. How many transactions I told to you about debtors? Goods sold on credit, sales return, return promise return, that is bills receivable received from debtors, then payment received. Can any of you say me any other transaction with debtors? Yes? How many transactions are there with debtors? First, goods sold on credit. Second, sales return. Third, return promise received, that is bills receivable received from debtors. Fourth, cash received. What could be the fifth transaction with the debtors? Yes? If the debtor become insolvent, yes, you are right.
Bad debt.
It's bad debts. If debtor refuses payment, then it's a bad debts. And if debtors ask for discount when he makes a payment, suppose that amount due from debtor is 210 rupees, and he pays rupees 200 to settle the account, 10 is the discount allowed. So discount allowed is the another transaction that occurs with the debtor. So if I draw roughly the debtor's account, it will look like this. Suppose that this is my debtor's account. Here the credit sales. On the opposite side, sales return. In the opposite side, bills receivable received, because the debtor is a giver of return promises. Then cash received. Then bad debts is also on the credit side. Then discount allowed is also on the credit side. And even after doing all these things, if some amount is outstanding, that will occur as the closing balance of debtors, and that will become opening balance of debtors in the next period. Is it clear? So how many transactions are there with debtors? Opening balance, credit sale appear on the debit side. Sales return, cash received, bad debts, discount allowed, and closing balance of debtors appear on the credit side. This is how debtors account is prepared. Is it clear? Now in examination, in a sum, you will be given all these transactions. But from all these transactions given to you, if all these transactions given to you, you can prepare the debtors account, and the debtors account will agree on both the sides. But what examiner will do you know? He will give all the transaction about debtors, but he won't give you the closing balance of debtors. So to prepare the branch account, you are required to prepare debtors account in working note, find out the closing balance of debtors, and that closing balance of debtors is required to be recorded on the credit side of branch account to find out the profit. Sometimes they won't give the opening balance of debtors. What you are required to do? You are required to prepare the debtors account as I have suggested to you. And missing item opening balance you are required to find out. That opening balance, that a missing item that you have found out, will be recorded on the debit side of branch account. Then and then you can close the branch account and find the profit. So you are required to find out the working notes or debtors account in a working note to find out the missing item of opening and closing balance. Then and then you can solve the sum of branch account and find the profit.
Sir,
Yes.
some students are in waiting room.
Let me take care of it. Just a minute. Only one student is there in waiting room. Let me do. Just a minute. Let me close the. Share. Part Participants. I think who is in waiting room? I don't know. Okay. He's admitted. Now have you concept of this debtors? I don't know all the principles that you may find out by now. One more thing. Why is VC here now? What is why is screen visible? I have not the screen. I have just presented my human figure at present. Is it clear to you or not? Yes. Could you see the human figure and
No,
listen to
sir.
the audio?
No, sir.
Same in chat. Is it clear now? Not visible. Okay, let me try out something.
Namaskar, our country and the entire world are facing the challenge of COVID-19. COVID-19 is not over yet.
Just a minute.
We need to observe maximum precaution till a cure is found.
Video clear नहीं था तो I joined says. Okay, can you see the shared screen? Tell me. Can you see the shared screen? Yes or no? Same in chat. No, sir.
Okay, I think I know the issue. મારી મીટિંગ ચાલે છે ને એટલે કદાચ ઇશ્યુ આવે છે. હું જસ્ટ બંધ કરી નાખું છું. ઉભા રહો એક જ મિનિટ. જસ્ટ ગીવ મી વન મિનિટ.
Okay. Is it clear now? Audio is clear. Audio is clear. Is the screen sharing clear? Yes, sir. We can see the screen. Okay. Now I stop sharing. Is human figure clear? Same in chat. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now see. Now please pay attention. So now can I proceed? Can I start now? Tell me, say yes or no orally so that I can listen you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the last point that I told to you that these are the transaction with the debtors, how the debtors account is prepared, and how the opening and closing balance are the missing items that could be found out.
मैं तो move करना क्यों चाहिए? I'm not using the bandwidth anymore.
Okay. So if the opening balance is missing, you can find it by preparing debtors account in working note, same way for the closing balance. Now I want to proceed with the next point.
Do you want to try sharing the screen?
Now I just tried sharing the screen. Say me, is it visible? Is shared screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, fine. Okay, fine. Now please pay attention. I proceed further. So how many points we have covered for discussion? Stock, debtors, petty cash, fixed assets, goods, and now I am required to talk about next point, that is prepaid expenses. Suppose that branch has paid 1,200 rupees for insurance premium on 1st of April and the accounting year ends on 31st of December. Then the insurance premium paid 1,200 is for 12 months. And by the end of the accounting period, 9 months are over. So 300 is a prepaid insurance. That prepaid insurance is an asset at the end of the year that will appear on the credit side of branch account. That will appear on the credit side of branch account like this, 1,000. And the same 1,000 will become opening balance in the next year. So this is about prepaid expenses. If the expenses are prepaid, that appears on the asset side, and the all assets existed at the branch at the end of the year is also recorded on the credit side. Similarly, this all the assets that existed at the end of the year that become opening balance in the next accounting period. So this is about prepaid expenses. Now, next important point that I want to tell you is, okay, any question about all these things? કોઈને કોઈ question પૂછવો છે જે explain કર્યું એમાં? જે મેં explain કર્યું એમાં કોઈને કોઈ question પૂછવો છે? Do you have any question? Okay. તમારે કોઈ પણ question પૂછવો હોય તો you can ask me in chat. Or you can open your loudspeaker and talk directly with me. Yes. No questions? Okay, now I proceed with the next. Okay. Now in a sum of branch account that you prepare, now in a sum of branch account, you will be given huge information. But in branch account, you are supposed to record only the transactions between HO and branch. Now please pay attention. Now please pay attention. આ ફોન એટલો બધો ડિસ્ટર્બ કરે છે કે જેની કોઈ વાત નહીં. It just disturbs. Please pay attention. Now in this chapter, there are three persons. One is HO, second is branch, second is branch. Sorry for the disturbance. So, I don't get it. Okay. One is HO, second is branch. Just a minute. There are three persons. One is, let me repeat, sorry for the disturbance. One is HO, second is branch, and third is customer. Now, transaction between HO and branch will be recorded in this branch account. So, if anything is given by HO to branch will be recorded in branch account, and anything received by HO from branch will be recorded in this branch account. But the transaction of branch and customer, transaction of branch with the rest of the world, other than HO, will not be recorded in this branch account. Will not be recorded in this branch account. Is it clear? Now, on the basis of this, how many transactions that won't be recorded given in the sum, though the transactions are given to you in the sum, but they won't be recorded in the branch account that we prepare for the purpose of finding out the profit. Is it clear? Now, I want to demonstrate those transactions which are not recorded. Now, look at it. Mumbai has a head office and has a branch at Ahmedabad, suppose. What are the transactions between branch and customer? Whatever the transactions are between branch and customer and persons other than HO will not be recorded. Which are those transactions? So, transaction of branch with debtors, transaction of branch with creditors, transaction of branch with the rest of the world. This transaction, though given to you in the sum, they won't be recorded in the branch account that we prepare for the purpose of finding out the profit. Now, how many transactions are there with the debtors which won't be recorded? So, sales. So, branch has sold goods to the customer that won't appear in branch account. Goods returned by customer to the branch is a transaction between branch and customer, so it will not appear in the branch account. Received cash from the customer, that also won't appear. That also won't appear in the branch account that we prepare to find out the profit. So whatever the transactions are there between branch and customer are not going to be recorded in the branch account. Similarly, discount allowed to customer will not be recorded in branch account. Bad debts written up also will not be recorded in branch account. Bad debts written up also will not be recorded in branch account. But opening balance of debtors and closing balance of debtors, that will appear in branch account. Similarly, which are the transactions with the creditors. If the goods are purchased on credit, see, branch can purchase the goods and sell the goods. Branch can get the goods from HO and sell the goods to the customer. Branch can branch can have the goods from HO. In that, some additions are made, and it may be sold to the customer. So, if the goods are purchased by the branch from a supplier, it will not be appear in the branch account that we prepare because it's a transaction between branch and the supplier. Similarly, any goods purchased from the supplier is returned, purchase return also will not appear in branch account. Similarly, payment made to the supplier by the branch will not appear in branch account. Discount allowed, discount allowed by supplier means discount received by us also will not appear in branch account. And there is nothing like bad debts in case of creditors, because we can't write in our books of accounts as if we are unable to pay. So these are the transactions that will not appear in the branch account that we prepare. The other transactions are purchase of asset by the branch or sale of asset by the branch. Any other sundry receipts received, bad debt recovered, or insurance claim received, all those sundry receipts are also, though given in the sum, will not appear in branch account. Loss of cash, loss of goods at branch also will not appear in branch account. So these are the various transactions, though they are given in the sum, they will not be recorded in the branch account because they are not the transaction between HO and branch. Only transaction between HO and branch are recorded in the books of transaction between HO and branch are always recorded in the books of HO, and that they appear in the branch account, and they are useful transactions for the purpose of finding out the profit. All these transactions given to the sum are useful for the purpose of preparing working notes to find out the missing items. Is it clear? Is it clear? If you have got any doubts, please start asking me question. Or if you want to take a screenshot of this, you can take a screenshot because I have given the list of transaction. Normal loss of goods also will not appear in branch account. So have a screenshot of this presentation to remember which transaction will not appear in branch account that we prepare in the books of HO. Take the screenshot and tell me if it's not clear. Is it clear? Any other questions? Okay. Now, understand one thing. Today in a WhatsApp group, I have sent you one Word file wherein sums of branch account are there. You must have received it, right? Have you received the Word file for branch? Please keep that branch sum. I want to take the solution. I want to take up one sum and solve here before you. Solve here before you, wherein I'm going to apply the concepts that has been explained to you so far. Now,
Sir, open the
yes, Shukasha.
file મોકલી દે open થતી.
Word file open નથી થતી? All of you have the same complaint, or you have the same complaint? Could you open the Word file?
Yes, sir, it is open. I can open it.
Yes. Just a minute. Just a minute. Could you open it? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let me bring the screen to the let me bring the sum to the screen So I just stop sharing the screen and let me open the sum. Just a minute. Just a minute. Hello. હા હું લેક્ચરમાં છું, હું લેક્ચર લઈ રહ્યો છું અત્યારે. પ્લીઝ રિંગ મી આફ્ટર 1 hour. Please ring me after 1 hour because I'm in lecture. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Please read sum number 1 in the Word file that I have given to you. I'm opening the sum. Can you see the screen? Hello, friends.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I want you to read this sum from the screen. I'm sorry. Not this file. Just a minute. I have committed a mistake. Is the screen visible to you now? Is the screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is the first sum that I want to solve before you. Just read it carefully. Creamy Traders Limited invoice goods to their various branches at cost. Branch sales on credit as well as on cash. From the following details relating to the Surat branch, show the Surat branch account, branch debtors account, trading and profit and loss account in the books of head office. Now, debtors at the beginning, 1st April 2016, debtors at the end, stock at the beginning, stock at the end. During the year, goods received from HO 1,52,400, goods returned to HO, total sales 2,80,500, allowance to debtors, return from debtors, discount allowed to debtors, bad debts, cash received from debtors, rent and rates 5,400, wages 18,000, general charges 3,900. Solve the sum as if the branch expenses are paid by HO. So which are the branch expenses? See, which are the branch expenses? So these are the branch expenses. 5,400, 18,000 and 3,900. They are paid by HO. This is the first option given to you. And considering this, we have to solve the sum. And the same sum I'll be solving, wherein the second option, that branch expenses are paid by branch from the cash sales and cash credit sales proceeds. So this second sum that I'll solve afterwards, first of all, I will solve the sum as if the branch expenses are paid by HO. Okay. Now, how to start with the sum? First, you have to prepare the branch account. You are also required to prepare what? Branch debtors account. You are also required to prepare trading and profit and loss account. I'll talk about trading and profit and loss account after a few minutes. But what I want you to do, first of all, in your notebook, please draw branch account, and in a working note, prepare debtors account. Prepare these two accounts, and I'll start with the sum. And here I bring the sum for you on the screen. Prepare these two things. And same in chat if you have done. Have you prepared these two in your notebook? Now look at the first transaction. Debtors at the beginning of the accounting period, 78,600. That means opening balance of debtors given to the branch. Branch is the receiver. Debit the receiver. Branch account debit to opening balance debtors. This is how you are supposed to write in branch account. Please start writing with me. This is what we have studied in theory also. We are also preparing debtors account in working note. So in working note also in debtors account, write on the debit side opening balance. You can see on the screen how should you write. This debtors account is a working note. Working note don't follow the principles of debit and credit. It's a working note. Now the next. Closing balance of debtors will appear on the credit side of branch account and will appear on the credit side of debtors account in this fashion. What is the journal entry for closing debtors? Closing debtors account debit to branch account credit 99,300. હું આ દાખલો ગણું છું ખ્યાલ આવે છે બધાને? Do you understand these things? Can you see the screen and understand what I say? Say me in chat. Or if you've got doubts, ask me. Start solving the sum with me. Now same way opening stock. Where should I write opening stock? Now, Karishma, where should I write this opening stock? 45,000.
Sir, debit of branch account.
Yes. Right on the debit side of branch account, opening stock 45,000. Same way, closing stock will appear on the credit side of branch account. Is it clear? Now next transaction. Goods received from HO, that means goods sent to branch. What is the other word for goods received from HO? Branch says that goods are received from HO. That means HO says that goods are sent to the branch. So you have to look at the transaction from the point of view of HO. HO says that goods are sent to the branch. Branch is the receiver. Debit the receiver. Right on the debit side of branch account, goods sent 1,52,400. Now goods returned to HO. So HO has received the goods from branch. Branch is the giver. Credit the giver. Right on the credit side, 2,100. Now you are given total sales. So I keep total sales pending because it is not a transaction between HO and branch. So next is allowance to debtors. Now it is a transaction between branch and customer. Branch has given allowance to debtors. So it will appear only in debtors account. It will not appear in branch account that we have prepared, that I have explained to you. Same way, goods returned by debtors will appear in debtors account. Will appear in debtors account. It is a transaction between branch and customer. It is not a transaction between HO and branch. So this sales returned by a customer will not appear in branch account. Write discount allowed to debtors on the credit side of debtors account. This is also a transaction between branch and customer. It is not a transaction between HO and branch. So this transaction will not appear in branch account. Same way, bad debts credited to debtors account in working note. It will not appear in branch account. Cash received from debtors that will recorded on the credit side of debtors account, and we presume that the cash received from debtors is remitted by branch to HO. Why? Because all expenses of branch are paid by HO. Look at the title. Branch expenses are paid by HO. So all the expenses of the branch are paid by HO. So whatever the cash is received from customers against the credit sale, branch is supposed to remit it to the head office. So it will appear on the credit side of branch account as well as it will appear on the credit side of debtors account, because it is presumed that whatever the cash is received by branch from customers is remitted to HO. Is it clear? Have you followed this? Say me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
See, cash is received from customer is a transaction between whom? Branch and customer. So it will appear in debtors account 1. But the same cash is presumed to be remitted, given by branch to HO. Why? Because all expenses of branch are paid by HO. So branch is not required to keep any cash with it. So it has to remit to the HO. Is it clear? Okay. Now, rents and rate 5,400 expenses paid by HO for branch. Branch is the receiver of the value. Branch is the receiver of the benefit of expenses. So debit branch account. So branch account debit to cash account rent. Same way, wages paid by HO for branch. Similarly, trading charges paid by HO for branch. So branch account debit to cash account. Write the total in the outer column, 27,300. Is it clear? Do you understand so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now the most important point of this sum. Branch has sold goods either on cash as well as on credit. Could you read that at the top of the sum? Branch has sold goods either for cash or on credit, both. Could you read that in the sum? So branch has sold goods for cash also. There is cash sales. And this cash sales details is not given to you in the sum. It is a missing number. And whatever the cash sale done by the branch and cash is received against it, that has to be remitted by branch to HO. So how much is the cash sales? That we are required to find out, and that is required to be remitted by branch to HO. Let us find it out. You are given total sales. See, this debtors account, total of credit side minus total of debit side. So you'll get the credit sales. So goods sold on credit is 1,80,000. This is the missing item that we have found out. So what is the missing item that we have found out? Credit sales. So credit sale will not appear in branch account because it's a transaction between branch and customer. But total sales is given to you. How much is the total sales? 2,80,500. From that, if you deduct the credit sales, you will get the cash sales, and this cash sales is remitted by branch to HO. Branch is the giver of this 1,500,000 to HO. So HO has received from branch 1,500,000 cash account debit to branch account credit cash sales. This is how you are required to find out the missing item and write in the branch account. Write all this working note and everything so far that you see on the screen. And now try to find out the profit of branch account and say me the profit. How much is the profit? 1,05,500 is the cash sales, but profit is 87,900. Answer given by Hetul. Do you agree with him? Do you agree with this proposition of 87,900?
Yes, sir.
Find out the profit of branch account. Total of credit minus total of debit. Yes, profit 87,900. So this is how profit could be found out. So 3,91,200 minus all the items debited to branch account, you will get a profit of 87,900. Have you followed these things? समझन पड़ी हो तो write say yes in chat, or if you got any doubts about this sum, please ask me questions by starting your audio. Now I want to proceed further. Do you have any doubts to ask? Okay, now can I proceed with the sum wherein I am required to prepare trading and profit and loss account? Can I proceed with the next part?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now listen. Here we have found out the profit 87,900 by preparing branch account. Now my question is, will the profit be same if I try to find out the profit by preparing trading and profit and loss account? That's my question. If I say yes, the profit will be same, then you should ask me, find it out and show it that it is 87,900. So I want to confirm that whatever the profit is found out here will be same, even if I prepare trading and profit and loss account. Now yes, profit is going to be same, but let me demonstrate the method of preparing trading and profit and loss account. So long as I don't complete it totally, don't write anything, just observe the screen. I'll give you enough time to prepare trading and profit and loss account in your notebook. But look at my style of preparing trading and profit and loss account. That's very important. Please look at the screen. Don't write anything now. Now I want to prepare this trading and profit and loss account that has come on the screen. Could you see it? Now, look at the branch account. What is the first item? Opening balance of debtors. Do we write debtors balance in trading and profit and loss account? No, we never write. So debtors opening balance will not appear in this trading and profit and loss account. Notice it. Stock 45,000. Should it appear in trading and profit and loss account? Yes. So stock of 45,000 will go to the debit side of trading account. Just observe the screen. Okay, goods sent by HO to branch is just like purchases for the branch. And we write purchases on the debit side of trading account. So goods sent 1,52,400 will appear on the debit side of trading account. From that, goods returned by the branch will be deducted. So goods sent, debited to trading account. Then rent is an expense. Look at the rent is an expense. That will be debited to profit and loss account. Wages, debited to trading account. Trade expenses, debited to profit and loss account. Goods return, 2,100 will be deducted from goods sent. Cash sales will appear on the credit side of trading account. Collection from debtors 1,47,600, it will not appear in trading account, trading and profit and loss account. Closing stock, credit side of trading account. Debtors closing balance will not appear in this trading and profit and loss account. Now look at this debtors account. This credit sale will appear to the credit side of trading account. Then allowances, discount allowed, debited to trading account, profit and loss account. Sales return, deducted from sales. Bad debts, debited to profit and loss account. Discount allowed, debited to profit and loss account. Now find the profit. Total of credit side minus total of debit side. So you will get the gross profit. Transfer it to credit side of profit and loss account. Find the profit. It is same. Look at it. Have you followed my style of preparing trading and profit and loss account? Do you have any questions? Same in chat. If any questions or if you have followed, say yes and start copying trading and profit and loss account in your notebook. Do you have any questions? Say me if you have completed. Done. Yes, Dev has done. Dev, do you have any questions about this trading and profit and loss account? Okay, fine. No. Have you copied? All of you have copied or still going on? Yes. Bindya says done. Should I give you 2 to 3 minutes more to copy, or if it is done, tell me, I may proceed further. Can I proceed further? Okay, done. Very nice. Can I proceed further? Huh? Say me yes or no. Okay. Now, what is the second style of solution? Look at the title. Branch expenses are paid by branch from cash sales and credit sales proceeds. Now, the same sum we want to start once again. So, this is the branch account. This is the debtors account. I don't want you to write down right now. I'll give you enough time to copy it. Please pay attention on the screen, please. Which is the additional account that I'm required to prepare? Which additional account that I'm required to prepare in a working note? Cash account. Why? Because expenses are paid by the branch out of the cash proceeds, either of cash sales or collection from debtors. So what is the additional account that I have prepared? Working note, cash account. Chalo, opening balance of debtors. Bolo, branch account debit, debtors account debit, closing balance of debtors, branch credit, debtors credit. I just move fast because you know it now. Opening stock, branch debit, closing stock, branch credit, goods sent to the branch, debited to branch account, goods returned by branch, credited to branch account, total sales at keep pending, allowance from debtors. Debtors account is to be recorded not in branch account. Sales returned by a customer not in branch account. Discount allowed to debtors not in branch account because it is a transaction. All these transactions are between branch and customer, not the transaction between HO and branch. So won't appear in branch account. When bad debts credited to debtors account, cash received from debtors debited to cash account. Notice this important point. It will also appear in debtors account. But in last sum, if you remember, this 1,47,600 were recorded to the credit side of branch account because all the expenses were paid by HO. All the expenses were paid by HO. Is it clear? Okay, this is the change. Now rent paid from cash, wages paid from cash, general charges paid from cash. This is the credit sale that I have found out. Now from total sales, I will deduct the credit sales. Cash sales also will be debited to cash account. Now from this total cash, expenses will be paid and the remaining amount will appear on the credit side of branch account. And after preparing all these things, find the profit of branch account and same is the profit after copying all this stuff. Or if you've got any doubts, please ask me. अब लिखना शुरू कर दो और प्रॉफिट निकाल के दे दो. Profit will be same, but the total of branch account will be different. What is the total of branch account? Yes, 3,63,900 answer given by Kuntal. Do you agree with him? Start copying and finish it. Is it clear? Total is 3,63,900 and the profit will be same as we have worked out before. And if you prepare trading and profit and loss account, it will be same as before. But just observe, how do I prepare? Should I start? તમને copy થઈ ગયું બધાને? Could you complete the copying? हो गया हो तो बताओ. Okay, I'll wait for 1 minute, no issue. Can I proceed? Opening balance of debtors cannot be recorded. Opening stock, trading account debit, goods and trading account debit, goods return deducted therefrom. Cash won't appear in trading and profit and loss account. Closing stock credit side of trading account. Debtors account cannot appear. Credit sale credit side of trading account. Allowance debited to profit and loss account. Sales return deducted from sales. Bad debts debited to profit and loss account. Discount allowed debited to profit and loss account. Cash received cannot be recorded in trading profit and loss account. Cash sales trading account credit. Rent P&L debit, wages debit, wages debit, trading account debit, general charges profit and loss account debit. You are not supposed to prepare profit and loss account once again, but notice that this is the style of preparing trading profit and loss account. Profit will be same. Notice it. Is it clear? Okay. Now, should I end the session? If you have got any doubts, You can ask me question. Those who have not followed can ask me questions. Should I end the meeting? Say me by opening your loudspeaker.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's nice. Now, permit me to end the meeting. Has Kishan sir told you about tomorrow's lecture? There is a change in time, which I'll let you know on WhatsApp. I'll be also taking branch account tomorrow, and the third lecture mostly taken by Kishan sir. So first lecture will be of Mihir sir, second will be of mine, and third will be of Kishan sir. I'll give you the message for that on WhatsApp, but let us decide, okay? Now, I end the meeting. Thanks to all of you. We shall solve more sums tomorrow.
Okay, sir.